Alright, boom. We're gonna talk about leak culture today. And in my opinion, I feel like leaks aren't something that helps or hurts the artist. It's kind of like a really bad gray area with leaks. Because at the same time, leaks make the artist delay projects. It makes the artist have to change their sound on a lot of different projects because it's already out. And it also just demotivates and brings down the artist's overall mental health, which is a big thing in the industry right now. But on the other hand, leaks show people how experimental the artist really is, and it shows a deeper side of the artist, because a lot of the songs that are unreleased that never become released end up being more emotional and end up being more personal to the artist. So people that end up listening to the leaks listen to a whole different side of the artist that they've never heard before, which allows them to connect with the artist more. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna say these leaks are fire. These leaks are fire. I'm not gonna sit here and act like a lot of these songs that artists were probably never going to release were some of the greatest songs that they could have released, especially with even bigger mainstream artists like Uzi. Oh my gosh, Uzi's unreleased category is the best unreleased category out there. I'm not gonna lie. I know Juice WRLD has just an infinite amount of leaks, but Uzi's leaks are just so unique and so special. I'm not gonna lie, and they just put him out there above any other mainstream artist right now, just off of leaks alone, because the leaks are better than what most mainstream artists have released right now, which is crazy because their songs aren't even mixed. And for smaller artists like Osama San and Che, maybe not Pretty Funny because he doesn't have any leaks yet, but for smaller artists like Osama, Xavier So Bass, and Che, these artists' leaks show so much experimentation with their craft and their music, because people think that they're just gonna stay with one sound and stay doing the same thing over and over, repetitive forever. That's not what's gonna happen with these artists. As you can tell when you listen to these leaks, it shows that these artists are putting in the most. They're actually experimenting with so many different sounds. If you're watching this video, go listen to Nightmare by Che. It's on Che Chop, I'm pretty sure. If you go listen to that song, that's not a song that you would ever expect Che to release or even thinking about releasing, right? But it lets you know that he's experimenting with these sounds and he's showing the willingness to put his voice and put his talent into so many different waves of music and try different things. Same with Osama San. Listen to Osama San's leaks. That shit sounds like nothing that's out right now. Yes, he does have leaks that match certain eras and match certain albums that comes out, but majority of leaks is just straight new shit and shit that would have sounded so good if it actually ended up coming out. But his fan base is just full of actual troglodytes. I'm not gonna lie. Osama San fans is bottom one fans of all time, so you're never hearing none of that shit getting released by him. But the leaks that we're hearing shows us the amount of experimentation Osama San puts into his music. So leaks inherently are a bad thing for the artists, yes, but for their growth and for their music, leaks is a slightly important thing, because without leaks, so many fans would have just left the artist and would have just imagined the artist being just a slop generating, or like he dropped this piece of work and it's just a miss, so I'm not gonna listen to him anymore. But with the leaks, it shows not only the growth and the build up to the project he released, but it shows all the different avenues that the artist checks out and all the different emotional pieces that the artist could have or has put into their piece, and it'll kind of paint a bigger picture for the artist and what they're doing with their sound. And that's why leaks are kind of important to their growth, because without that, people would drop the artist so much and people wouldn't know much about the artist, and the fan base wouldn't be as cult-like as they are now, which is what an artist kind of needs to blow up. Osama San's fan base wouldn't have been half as cult-like if it wasn't for the leaks. Same with Che. So yes, leaks are bad and you shouldn't go out of your way to leak music and you shouldn't promote leaking music, but the fact that leaks exist isn't an inherently bad thing for the artist, just because it brings so much positive attention to their sound, at least. Maybe not to the artists themselves, because it'll bring their mental down and it'll kind of make them pissed off at the fans, but at least for their sound and for their music, it brings a lot of positivity to it, because it kind of gives high expectations for the future because they're experimenting so much, but it also lets the people listening know that, hey, I'm trying to do all of these different things for the audience, and I'm also putting so much emotion and letting you guys see who I really am behind the character, behind, Che, or behind Osama San, or behind Xavier So Bass, behind whoever the artist is. Leaks are a special part of the community as well, because it kind of brings people together to listen to music that hasn't been released yet, and it kind of brings people together to look for the leaks. But at the same time, it's negative for the community because it brings people together to try to scam, steal, and just do a lot of shitty stuff with the music. So at the end of the day, do I think leaks should continue to happen? No, but I'm not upset that they're still happening because of how much good it's doing for the music and the community. It's kind of like it's a double-edged sword, leaks, and I hope that in the future it just starts to dwindle down and like people just let the artist release music when it needs to be released. But that's probably never gonna happen, so I can at least sit here and enjoy the nice leaks that are coming out right now. Like shit, I go to Pretty Fun SoundCloud right now. Half that shit is never touching Apple Music or Spotify, but that shit is gas.